Hello everyone, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Osereme. If you're seeing me for the first time, thank you so much for stopping by. Hit on the subscribe button if you're still yet to subscribe, and also please turn on the notification bell so that you get notified whenever I post a new video. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I made this dress that I'm putting on right now. Now, I've had this fabric for a while now, thinking of what I can make with it, and then I saw this picture on Mayrush Online's page and decided, yes, exactly, I'm going to recreate this dress. So the major thing with this dress is actually the neckline, which is the scrub V neckline. So if you're interested in learning how to make this dress that I'm putting on right now, keep on watching. And if you're still yet to subscribe to my channel, please hit on the subscribe button and let's get started with the video. So guys, this is the fabric I'm going to be using to make this dress, as you guys must have already seen in the beginning of this video. So to be able to make this dress effortlessly, you need at least 3 to 4 yards of fabric for you to be able to make it like without any stress. Okay, so yeah, this is the fabric we're going to be using, and of course I have my drawing materials here. So guys, I am folding my fabric into four. I'm folding the whole fabric. I'm actually working with 2 yards. I'm small. I was able to actually manage this particular one. So I folded it again now into four. One, two, three, and four for me to be able to cut out the front and the back. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and iron everything in place so that it will be very easy since I don't have a lot of fabric to work with here. I don't want a situation whereby it's bent in any way. So guys, I'm done ironing it out, and this right here, from here all the way to the end, is going to be the length. And this length that I have here is not going to be enough, so I'll be adding extra fabric to it later by the time I'm done cutting this out. Okay, so now we are going to start taking our measurement from this folded edge that doesn't have any cut. So guys, remember that our fabric is folded into four, so we are cutting the front and the back together right now. First thing I'm doing is to draw a straight line across the top to serve as our shoulder line. Now from this shoulder, I'm going to measure down to my bust point, which is 10 inches, and I'm also going to draw a line across. Like I always say, guys, when you folded your fabric into four, make sure to check to be sure that what you folded is going to be enough to give you all your measurements, especially your hip, that is the bigger part of your body, and also make sure that you have excesses because it's agbada. Now on the shoulder line, I'll divide my shoulder measurement into two, and I made a point here. Now from this point, I'm going to come out as well by how long I want my sleeve to be. So I'm marking 10 inches here because I don't even have enough fabric left. So I'll just mark 10 inches. Now from this point here, I'm going to come down by 1 inch, which is going to serve as my shoulder slope. Now coming to the center of our dress again, I'll come in from the center here by 2.5 inches. You can use 3 inches for your neck width. And then for the neck depth at the back, I am using 2 inches. So I came down by 2 inches and went in by 2.5 inch and just use this to create a round neckline. Now I will just connect my shoulder slope to meet the top of my neckline. Now from this shoulder slope here, I'm going to measure to my bust point. I'll just start my armhole from here because this is an agbada, so we can do that. Now on this bust line, I'm going to mark my bust measurement divided by 4 from the center, and I'm adding extra 4 inches for ease because this is an agbada, of course. Now I'm just making an armhole to meet that extra 4 inch I came out by, as you can see here, and I'm going to connect all the way from this armhole all the way to the end of the dress. Also, I'll use a line to connect from the shoulder slope to meet the end of my armhole here, where my armhole started from here, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut out everything from the lines that I have already. So guys, this is what I had after I was done cutting it out. And like I said before, like you guys already know, we actually cut out the front and the back together. So now, like I said before, this dress is not long enough. So these pieces that I've cut out from the side, I'm going to use them later to make the length of my dress longer. Okay. So now we are going to go ahead and work on the front neckline because the front neckline is actually different from the back. You can see I have my two pieces here for the front and the back. So I'll be removing one of them to serve as the back, and then I'll be putting back this one here to serve as the front. So we're going to be working on the neckline for the front. Now from the neck width I already have here before, I'm going to go in by 1.5 inch. So I went in by 1.5 inch and I'm making a mark here. Now from this depth here, I'm going to come down by 6 inches and I'm going in by 1 inch. So come down by 6 inches and go in by 1 inch. So I'm going to be using my ruler to connect these 2 points like this to give me like a kind of V-shape neckline. So just go ahead and do the same thing I'm doing here. I also decided that I felt like this neck might be a little bit too high. So I decided to just come down from here by an extra 1/2 inch here so that it's a little bit deeper. So I just extended this one to meet the new one. And I'm now going to go ahead and cut out this neckline. So this is going to be a kind of V, but it will have like a square in the middle. So let me just open this for you guys to see. So you can see that this looks quite a little bit different from your normal kind of V. So it comes and has like a straight line in the middle here. So now I'm just going to measure what I have here to use and cut out our pieces that we're going to use to finish up this neckline. So guys, I've cut out these two pieces. They're about 10 inches long, and what these are the pieces I'm going to use to create this V scrub neckline that we are trying to create for this dress. Okay, so now how I'm going to go about that is I'm going to be folding each of these pieces into two like this. Now as it's folded into two like this, you see that I have about 2 inches. So now by the time I stitch this in with 1/2 inch, I'll be left with the 1.5 inch that I cut out earlier. So now I'm going to fold these two pieces like this and just quickly iron them out to make them like stay perfectly, because I don't want them to be moving. So I'm just going to go ahead and iron this out. If you're wondering what kind of fabric you can use as this black, you can totally use crepe or any type of black fabric that you have. It works, but crepe will actually be perfect here. So I'm just going ahead to iron this to folded just like you see me doing like this. Now, I would advise that you please pay attention because this neckline is very, very tricky. So I'm going to be picking one of these two black pieces here and I'll be placing it on the neckline area just like you see me doing like this. And I'm going to pin it on one side of the neckline. I'll do the same thing for this other piece as well. Go ahead and pin it on the other side of the neckline. So once you're done pinning it down, we're going to stitch down here and here, but let me make a straight line across this edge so that we know exactly where to stop our stitching. So I'm making a small straight line here, so I'll stitch from here to meet this line and stitch from here to meet this line. So guys, I'm done stitching it down, and now when I measure from my stitch line to the end of my black piece here, I have exactly 1.5 inch, which is exactly what I needed this to be. Now from this center point here, I'm going to cut diagonally in a way towards the side. I'm just making notches on this part here. As you can see, I made notches towards the side. Now I'm going to be passing these pieces inside my dress like this. I'll place the other one inside the dress as well. I think it's best to turn this over to the wrong side to be able to do this perfectly. But you can see how I'm passing the both of them inside. And when you turn it to the wrong side, you're going to cross them. So one is going to cross the other like this. So once you've done it like this and everything is looking straight, you can go ahead and pin this down so that it doesn't move away. I'm going to turn this over to the right side to be sure that it's perfectly okay. So now that I'm sure that I'm okay with what I have, I'm going to go ahead and iron everything out properly. So after ironing it out, I still went ahead to iron the back as well, just to make sure everything is sitting perfectly. Now I would go over to the sewing machine and stitch this little spot here. You're going to notice that there's a little spot here. Just go ahead and stitch it down. So guys, I'm done stitching it down, and this actually gave me a little bit of tough time because I kept stitching into the neck and it was not looking nice in front. But anyways, I finally got it, and when now I've gone ahead to cut out this excess hair. This neckline is not very easy, trust me guys, so you might have to do it a couple of times to be able to get it to look like this. Okay, so now I'm going to cut off this excess hair and hair, and our neckline is now perfectly done. I will do a tutorial later just for this neckline because I feel like this is a little bit rushed, and again the fabric I'm using doesn't show it perfectly. Now we are going to go ahead and work on the back neckline. I'm just going to cut out a piece to turn the neckline. Now this is a fabric here I folded into two to use for the turning of the neckline at the back. I'm just placing the neckline on it like this on the folded edge, and I'm just going to go ahead and trim my neckline out and also trim out the excess on the side. So this is going to be for me to use as the facing for the neckline. I'll go ahead and fold this end all the way around, and once I'm done folding the end, I'll go ahead and place this facing around the neckline and stitch this area down. So guys, after stitching the facing, this is what I had. I've already turned it over to the right side and ironed it out. Okay, so now we're going to be joining the front pieces and the back pieces together on the shoulder. And how I want to do this is I want to use the back facing to turn the front neckline. So I'll place the two of them like this, right sides facing each other. I'll use the back facing to turn everything like this. Use the back facing to turn it until it gets to like the front part like this, and go ahead and pin it down. I'll continue with the pinning until I get to the end of the shoulder on this side. I'll go ahead and do the same thing for this other side as well. So place them together, use the facing to turn everything like this. Go ahead and pin it down as well. So guys, now I'm going to head over to the sewing machine and make a stitch here on the both sides. I'm done stitching it down guys, and this is what I have. This is what it looks like. So now I will turn my facing to the back where it's supposed to be, and you can see how neat it looks here. So guys, let's go ahead and turn everything over to the right side. You can see how neat the neckline is looking already. For the back facing, what I'm going to do is later I'll just use my hand needle and thread to hem the back neckline. So first of all, now let's go ahead and iron everything to make sure it's looking nice and clean. So guys, I'm done ironing it out. You can see now we're going to go ahead and work on the sleeve. I already placed my black piece here, so I'm just going to show you guys how to do it with this other sleeve. So you're going to turn the back of your sleeve like this. You're going to bring your long piece that you want to use. The width I have here is 2.5 inch. Okay, so I'm going to be placing this on the end of my sleeve like this, and I'll go ahead and pin it on it. Now I'll go ahead and stitch this area down, and once I'm done stitching it down, I will iron it out properly and then fold it in like this and make a fold again to secure it in place like this. So I'll go ahead and do it all the way to the end of the sleeve. That was how I did the first one you saw. Now after that, I'm going to go ahead and finish the sides of this dress. As you can see, I'll just go ahead and finish the sides. Like I said I was going to do earlier, I've already joined the pieces I wanted to join to the end of this dress to make it longer. So you can see the length is now perfectly my size. So I'll go ahead and stitch down these sides with about 1/2 inch stitching allowance, and finally I will finish up the ends, and that will basically be all for this dress. So guys, I'm done making this dress. As you can see, I wasn't working with a lot of fabrics, and I was not able to put a pocket on this, but if you want to have a pocket on the side, you can totally do that. So you can see where I joined it here. So yeah, that's basically all for the making of this cute dress. Thank you so much for watching. If you're still yet to subscribe to my channel, please hit on the subscribe button, and I'll be seeing you guys in my next video. Bye.